Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today I'm going to show you two recipes. One is for vegan basil pesto and the other is for vegan Parmesan cheese. So let's get started with basil pesto first. I'll walk you through the ingredients. I'm using about 2 cups of washed basil leaves. Same quantity, 2 cups of baby spinach leaves that I have washed, a cup of walnuts, and over here I have half a teaspoon of salt. You can add salt to your liking. I would say anywhere from half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon can be added. This is half a teaspoon of garlic powder and a little less than half a teaspoon, about a quarter to a half teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Over in this bottle, I have extra virgin olive oil and some black pepper that we're going to grind on top of our pesto. So let's get started. I'm using a food processor for this. If you don't have a food processor, feel free to use your blender. So no need to rush out and buy a processor for this recipe. We will start with our walnuts. Grind some peppers, whole black peppers in it, about a quarter teaspoon. If you like more black pepper, feel free to add more of it. I'm also going to add our red chili flakes, garlic powder, and in goes the salt. Now we are going to pulse this to grind it as fine as we can. It would help if I plugged my processor in. There we go. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. This is the kind of walnut meal we have created out of the walnuts that we started out with. It doesn't take long at all. Just a minute and you're done. To this, we are going to add our basil leaves. Give it a quick whirl. Just enough to make room for our spinach. It smells beautiful, very fragrant. A wonderful aroma from our basil. Added our spinach. Give it a whirl again. Now at this point, we want to start drizzling our olive oil into this bowl of food processor. So there you have it. You are not going to use water to make your pesto. You just need to add your extra virgin olive oil and keep blending it till you reach this kind of consistency. And there you have it. That's your basil pesto. I'm going to empty it out on a bowl and show you what it looks like. Let's go ahead and finish off our pesto. I emptied it out in this bowl. Give it a quick taste test. If you feel like you need to add a little more salt to it, feel free to do so. I tasted it. I felt like it needed a little bit of more salt, so I started out with half a teaspoon. I added another quarter teaspoon of salt to bring it to my taste. Now I'm just going to drizzle some olive oil on top. This is going to help keep it fresh underneath. It won't oxidize on you, and you can cover this and store it in your refrigerator until you're ready to use it. But I would say use it within a couple of days. And every time you disturb the top of the pesto, drizzle it with more olive oil, give it a nice coat to prevent it from oxidizing. So our pesto is ready. Now let's move on to preparing our vegan Parmesan cheese. There are many ways to prepare it, using many different kinds of nuts. You can use walnuts or pine nuts or cashews. I'm using raw almonds. So a cup of almonds, into your food processor a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Again, this is nutritional yeast. And 1 teaspoon of pink salt. To this, I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Few grinds of black pepper, not too much. And you just need to grind it all together. There we have it. There is our vegan Parmesan made with raw almonds and nutritional yeast with some salt and garlic powder. Look, that's the texture we're looking for. If you like, you can add it to your basil pesto and complete it that way. I just like to leave my pesto alone, just the way I made it. I don't add this to it, but you can definitely use this to sprinkle over your homemade pizzas, over your sandwiches, paninis, wherever Parmesan cheese goes, feel free to use this. Give it a quick taste test to see if it is seasoned to your liking. I think it's going to need a little more salt. So I'm going to go ahead and add another 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt and give it a quick pulse so everything gets incorporated nicely. There we go. Make sure you grind it well. You don't want chunks of nuts in your Parmesan, so give it a nice grind so it's like a coarse powder like this. It should not have any chunks of nuts. You should not be biting into any nuts. So there we go. Our vegan Parmesan is ready. I'm going to empty it out in a bowl and meet you right back. Here's our vegan Parmesan, and alongside we have our freshly made basil spinach pesto. So I transferred the Parmesan into this container, which I'm going to cover, and for the ease of storage, just place it in a refrigerator and use it whenever I need it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you again soon with more vegan favorites.